Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about how to rig up a Carolina rig. We're only going to talk about how to rig it in this video because I'm still boatless right now. And I have some good news. I'm either going to be picking my boat up tomorrow or next weekend. So there's going to be some fishing videos coming. I'm making the best out of what I have right now. Trying to put some content out for you guys until I can get my equipment back. But we're going to get the boat back soon, and we're going to have some fishing videos coming. If you're new to my channel, go ahead down below and hit that subscribe button for me. I put new fishing videos out every Monday and Thursday, so if you don't want to miss any of those, hit that down below. But today, let's talk about how to rig a Carolina rig up, and then when we get my boat back, we're actually going to go out on the water. We're going to show you how to graph and find areas and places you want to fish this, and how to fish the Carolina rig. So this is going to be the basic how to rig it up so you know for when we get to our next video. Okay, so here we go on how to rig one of these up. It's going to be a super simple technique. This is my main line that is coming off of my rod. First thing you're going to do is just thread your egg weight right onto your main line. So now that's sliding on your main line just like that. That's good to go. The next thing you're going to do is take that bead that we talked about that will cushion your weight and slide that on. So now you have both a bead and an egg weight on there. You want the egg weight closer to your rod tip and the bead closer to the end of your line, and then those can click together and make some sound if they need to, if you get it stuck in a rock or shake it down there real slow, something like that. Now, if you were traditionally rigging up a Carolina rig, you would just tie this swivel on right here with your favorite knot. I like to use all Palomar knots, so actually what I do is a little bit backwards, but it works for me, and if this is something that you like to do, you can do it as well. What I'll do is I'll tie my Palomar knot onto my swivel for my leader. So now this is my leader line. This is not the line that is connected to those weights right there. And I will tie my Palomar knot on. And the reason you have to do this before you tie it onto here is because if you try and tie a Palomar knot on here when this is connected to your rod, you can't get it all the way over the line to make it back around. If you've ever tied a Palomar knot before, you understand what I mean there. So now I have my leader tied onto the swivel before anything else. Leader length can vary. I typically use about 3 foot on average, but if you're fishing when the water's colder or you want to keep it closer to the bottom, you can go with a shorter leader. And if it's later in the year, you can go to a longer leader. The further away that you get it from the weight, the more natural it's going to look because it's going to have less weight pulling it down, more line keeping it up off the bottom. So now we have our leader cut off, and we're going to tie our leader on with a Palomar knot as well. And this is how you get the 2 Palomar knots on both sides of the swivel. This is the easiest way to do it, and the only way I have found to do it. If you know another way, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below for me there. So now we Palomar knotted our leader on, and I'm not wetting my knots because I'm not fishing with this right now, but go ahead and wet your knots if you're going to actually do this. So now we have an egg weight, a bead, to a swivel. You can see that that bead stops it from running up on that knot there, cushions it, and then we have our leader. So now all we have to do is tie our leader on, or on the end of our leader, wherever we want it, 3 foot, 2 foot, 5 foot, doesn't matter. You just make sure you measure it out however far you want it from that swivel, and you tie your hook on just like that. Again, now I have another Palomar knot, so I've tied 3 Palomar knots now, and the only way to do that is to tie on your leader first. But now we have a full setup Carolina rig. So bead, weight, swivel to my leader. I got about 3 foot, and then I got my hook. So now all we got to do is put a bait on there. For a bait, if you're fishing and you're just trying to figure out if there's some fish down there, or you want to get confidence with a Carolina rig, you've never thrown it before, or you want to learn something like that, go with this right here. Depending on your body of water, if you have dirty water, use black. If you have clean water, use green pumpkin or like a watermelon red, and just Texas rig a trick worm on there on the end. So now you can get this trick worm all the way down there in 20, 25, 30 foot of water, however deep you want. And like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I'm going to go out and show you exactly what you want to look for on your graphs and everything, and how to fish this bait once I get my boat back. So it'll be coming up in a few weeks here, so you don't want to miss that. But you can get this trick worm all the way down there now, down deep in the water, fish it real slow on the bottom, but this still acts like a weightless trick worm down there because it has no weight attached to it till 3 foot up. So you can fish it through a lot of areas. You'll get a lot of bites with that rig right there, and it'll catch you a lot of fish. Alright, so that's how you rig up a Carolina rig, just like that. Super simple technique to rig up, and it's a super simple technique to fish as well, and it catches a ton of bass. This is one of my favorite rigs to fish, and it works very, very well in the summertime. It can work well in the springtime and the fall as well, but this bait really excels once the fish get offshore in the summertime, and we will talk about that in a later video. So if you enjoyed this video about how to rig up a Carolina rig, make sure you leave a like down below. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my fishing videos coming up. Thanks for watching.